Okay, here is a little video on the minor pentatonic scale, and this is also known as the blues scale. So what we're learning here is how we might approach some improvisation and soloing over the top of the chord progression, which can make things a little more interesting for the listener and for the player. So this is where you might like to team up with someone who can play the 12-bar blues progression. You don't need to. You probably you can practice the scale yourself first, and then find someone to team up with to have a jam with them and play over this scale whilst they're playing their 12-bar blues progression. So you've got it written down in your workbooks. I'm going to play through it for you here, and it's a pentatonic scale. The prefix pent or penti or pent means 5, so it has 5 notes in the scale. I'm going to add another note in here called a blue note, and we call it a blue note. It's because it's to do with the blues, and it's what's called a flat 5. So the flat 5, if we're counting up the major scale, when we come to the 5th note in the major scale, we're going to flatten that note, which means we're going to bring it down by 1 semitone. So in the key of A, it would be an E flat, would be our blue note. So you'll hear it when you reference it, so in comparison to the E note. So I'll count up the minor pentatonic scale like this. The blue note is, so there's number 5. The blue note is here. So play it in context, it sounds like this. Do a little bit of a bend there, just for something a bit interesting. So I'll play through this shape that you've got written down in your books. It sounds like this. So we're going all the way up across 6 strings. Take note of where my fingers are as well, and how I don't take them away. Always keep them close to the guitar neck for easy maneuverability and access. It sounds like this. Very good. So you can try that scale over some of the 12-bar blues progression. So we're playing in the key of A. Now the beauty with this shape is you can move that shape anywhere up and down the whole guitar neck to change which key you're playing in. So we can play in A or A flat, anywhere you like, and that shape just stays the same, and we move it up and down the guitar neck. So now you can play that minor pentatonic in any key, providing you know which root note is up here, which is handy to know. We'll go through those notes on the 6th string here at a later stage, but for today, just playing in the key of A, so you can play over the A scale. Okay, once you've had a practice of that, I'm going to show you some little solo ideas, which we call in guitar playing or in music for that matter, licks. So not like licking an ice block, these are like licks, like wow, that's a really cool thing to do, lick. So one of these licks is bending to that blue note that I talked about before. Now it's a very typical lick, so lots of guitar players do it. It's what I call idiomatic to the guitar. It means that it's something that just fits in the shape of the geometrical layout of the guitar and the way that you play. So I'm going to go up here. Now on acoustic guitar it's quite hard to bend notes because the strings are much more taut. They're very thick strings and they're hard to bend, but I'm going to give it a go for you here. And so we might go something like this. So try that with me. I'll slow it down. So we're going from the 5th fret on the 4th string. I'll slow it down for you and play with you. And then up to the 7th fret, onto the 3rd string, 4th fret, up to the 5th fret, 7th fret rather, and then going to bend that. So notice I use my 2 fingers to push that string up. Try that. Okay, so from the bend, and then bend it back down, let it back down, hit it again, down to the 5th fret, back to the 4th string, 7th fret. I'll play it again slowly. Here we go. Play it with me again. Here we go. And as you get quicker over time, it might fit into a tempo like this. 1, 2, 3, 4. You can try it at all different tempos, of course. That's just one lick, one little phrase that you can use to solo. Of course, there are many other ways to play. You can do it without the bend and just slide up to the blue note. Let's play that. On guitar, you can do what is called a slur. A slide is a kind of slur, and so is a bend. Or you can actually do this, where you hammer the note on and pull it off without plucking the string again. So you can hammer that one on. So as you get quicker, you can start to introduce some of those things.